Yo, what's up, everybody? So today I got a new topic, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this page or whatnot. So what up, y'all? It's your boy, the Show Off, and I'm back with some new content. Wanted to take a minute to talk to y'all about bringing a third person into your relationship or whatnot, whether it's indirect or directly. Mostly, I'm going to talk about directly because I constantly talk about the indirect, but y'all know what it is about bringing a person into your relationship, but not only bringing a person whom you may cheat or whether it's emotional, physical, or whatever the case may be, emotional cheating, physical cheating, or whatever it may be. Um, the third party that I choose to talk about today is everyone else. You know what I'm saying? The whether it's your propensity to actually share what goes on in your relationship with the world, or your friends, or if you're one of my day ones, you know that I did a video about the meddling friend um, in the relationship series. But whether it's bringing people on the outside that are complete strangers or even your friends, you have to understand that a lot of those friends are motivated and driven by something other than your happiness. You know what I'm saying? The entertainment value of having a conversation with you as far as what you're going through or whatnot, and not necessarily wanting the best for you, but wanting to continue to be entertained. Your friends may have the motivation of um, wanting to hang out with you more, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of times when you bring people into your relationship and tell them everything that's going on in your relationship, a lot of times you talk more to the people who have nothing to do with your relationship about your relationship, thinking that it's going to make you feel better. But actually, the way to feel better is to make your relationship better, and they have no part in that. A lot of times we find ourselves talking to people on the outside about our relationships more than we talk to the person that's actually in the relationship, and thinking that we can embarrass them by putting it on social media into them acting right, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, like, your communication inside your relationship is all that should matter. um, Anything other than um, good moments and things like that you want to share with your family and friends, that should be left on the table between you and the partner that you're with. You know what I'm saying? People, you don't have to let everybody know that you're hurting or you're going through some things or whatnot, and say some derogatory things that you may end up regretting. And when I say you may end up regretting, when you give everybody all the reason in the world to believe that you're going to leave that situation for good, and then you end up being back with that person, and now you just feel a sense of embarrassment and hoping that people forget the shit that you said. But nobody forgets negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nobody forgets anything negative that you said about somebody or whatnot. Nobody ever forgets that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, all the ladies who go on social media, and after a argument or fussing or fighting or whatever the case may be, and proclaim their ex to be gay or whatever the case may be, and then you end up back with them. How ridiculous! He doesn't look as ridiculous as you look then. When you just go on there and make something up just to try to embarrass him. Now, that's the indirect. The direct third party. Ladies, I want y'all to understand something. Just because you bring a third party, or what you deem to be extra pussy, which is less of a reason for a person um, to what you think is extra, is less of a reason for a person to step out on you, or for a person to do wrong shit or whatnot, and you expect them to do right because there's this other dynamic within the situation. That's only further from the truth, because there's so many complications that come with that. And trust me, I am speaking from experience. You know what I'm saying? I've been in two poly relationships before they were even popular to have, before it was even a conversation conversation to be had, because the dynamics are, it's hard enough to try to keep a relationship together when it's just two personalities, or to even bring one person into your life. But then when you try bringing two into your life, and all three of you have to be happy, and all three of you have to agree, and all three of you have to coexist on just about everything, on really, if you really in the situation, you have to really agree on everything. And nobody wants to give up the leadership ability and all of that stuff, the ability to lead in the right direction. It's damn near impossible to even be happy 33% of the time, much less 50, 75, or 100% of the time. It's damn near impossible to be happy. And all the pressure is on, really, if it's man, girl, girl, the pressure is on the dude, because he has two women that he has to take care of, when initially he was thinking, well, we'll all take care of each other. It never turns out that way. So once again, it's hard enough to take care of one chick, but then to go ahead and to take care of one chick, when I say that, I mean mentally, physically, um, emotionally, financially, all things combined. It's hard enough to take care of one chick, but now you have to take care of two. And if one is not on the same page, you have that problem, which spills over to this person. It's that hard. So that's just the simple logistics of it. The other thing is, ladies, if y'all think that this is a reason for a man not to cheat, a man is not cheating on you because of lack of pussy. He's most of the time he's cheating because of lack of intimacy. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what, there's always going to be the question of who is that person, who of the three people that's involved in this situation, who is the person, who are they there for? You know what I'm saying? Are they there for me? Are they there for you? Or is it really in their mind a situation where they're there for both of us? And it's all three of us against the world. You never come to that conclusion that it's all three of us against the world. Never ever. I've been telling dudes for years and years and years upon years and years that it's not really what you want. It's more stress than it is. Um, it's more stress than it is. Um, it doesn't feed your soul. It doesn't nourish your soul. It doesn't make you feel like you good. It doesn't make you feel like you're in a good situation. And that's just what it is. So as I speak on these things, you know what I'm saying, and I'm speaking from experience, and I'm telling, what I come to tell y'all is, it's not as cut and dry as you would have it to be. It's not as it's not as if you bring the situation, because a lot of chicks will say, well, why am I why would he go out and cheat when I fuck bitches and this, that, and the third? Because it's not about that. There's other things, like, just like in the last video, I was talking about happiness as opposed to stomaching each other. Um, Sex is generally something that you're happy in the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So think about this. What if that's the only thing that makes him happy? That's about an hour out of the day, 2, 3 times a week, maybe. That means the other 24 hours, the other 23 hours, and then 24 hours of the other days that y'all don't do it, he's just unhappy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's, first of all, it's unfair. All right? Because a lot of women look at that term of eating is not cheating as a, and you just happen to like women. So at you being a woman, you look at it like, you messing with a woman is not that big of a deal. It's not on the grounds or the levels of cheating. But if he was to sleep with a woman, because that's what his preference is, and he's into women, which is no different than what you're doing when you're going out snacking on pussy, is that much worse, because they're different sexes. But on the other hand, if he was to go mess with a dude, is way worse, which is exactly the same thing that you're doing. Not justifying anything, but when I'm saying that, but I want y'all to understand the dynamics of it. So the man likes women, and if you're going sneaking behind his back, sleeping with women because you like women, it's not any different than him going and sleeping with a woman. I want y'all to understand the dynamics of that when I say that. So everything that, because you'll say, why cheat on me when I fuck with bitches? Yeah, do you always fuck with bitches when he's around? Do you respect him enough to only fuck with bitches when he's around? Or do you freelance? You and your homegirl at the house or whatever. And then in his mind, that has to be going through his mind. Okay, well, we had a threesome with a homegirl. What happens when I'm not around? It's a complicated thing for you to even bring. It's so complicated for you to even bring this person into your life that you don't even understand the dynamics of how a man is looking at that shit, or how he could be looking at that shit, or in most cases how he will look at that shit. It's just normal. You only need to justify something in your mind before you retaliate. You understand what I'm saying? So even though nothing could change, like you could hang with this girl a certain amount and continue hanging with this girl the same amount, and y'all were friends beforehand, you're friends afterwards, but he's going, once that happens where you bring your homegirl into your relationship sexually or whatever the case may be, or even in the relationship thing, what he's going to notice is how much you hang with her afterwards. It could be the exact same thing. Y'all can get together on Wednesdays and Fridays beforehand, Wednesdays and Fridays after. Doesn't matter. He's going to look at that time afterwards differently. It's just natural. It's just normal. And once a person sees you do something in front of them, they start to question, what can you do outside of them. That's it. Show off.